Chapter 9. The day in the office. Something is going to happen to turn dark. Tony Toshinari Mirage Shields Provo. I head to the office to see if there were any missions or if I could get here work done and see if my psychics. When I got there, the front desk clerk smiled and the security guard smiled as well. I got to my floor where I work and where the team leaders worked of the psychics. I got to my floor and everyone smiled at me. I got to my office, checked if there was any work to do. There was a case where kids were being killed. I thought I would go alone to the pizzeria joint. I got my stuff and headed out, taking my gun and headed out to the pizzeria. The team leaders looked at me, but I smiled and waved and they way back. I got to the elevator and went to the main floor and activated my wings and flew to the place. When I got there, I had to close my wings and walked into the pizzeria. I counted the kids, and a few were missing. I ran and searched for the rooms I found crying. I went there and saw what I am looking for. I go in front of the kids and protect them. Well, if it is not the hero angel, here to protect these kids, said a male voice. That is what I have to do, I speak. Let's see how you last, Angel, he said. I got into the defense position, waiting for his move when it happened. He started to stab me over and over again. I was not giving up on these kids. I don't want them to get hurt by this man, so I have to protect them with my life. I did that, and then the man got bored of hurting me, so he thought to hurt the kids. No, you will not hurt them, I spoke. And why not? The man asked. Because it is wrong to hurt children, I spoke. You think you can stop me, little man? Said the man and asked. Yes, I spoke, and activated one for all, and got in a stance. Oh, we are using quirks now, said the male man, smiling at me. Sure, I spoke. He had been quickly and fought, but I was losing a lot of blood, and I did not want to lose for these kids. So I used my ultimate move. Bravery smash, I said, and he fell down, and the kids ran to their parents. I fell down as well. I was losing more blood. I heard the sound of music coming to me. I was trying to keep my eyes open. Hello, hero, I'm in Puppet. I can help you if you let me, said Puppet. I shook my head for them to help me, and they glowed and healed me a little. It said this, I healed you a little. You should get out of here, hero, said the puppet. I got off the floor and ran off fast, not before giving the puppet a hug and saying thank you. I spoke. I ran out of the room, went up her and got to the entrance and walked out and flew back to UA High, to the training ground. When I got there, I was in the air over everyone's heads. I heard Ansar talking to them, and I knew he was lying to them. He said this. I was lying about the explosion, he said, clearly telling a lie again. It was a ruse to make you do your best in the test, he said, so I said this. Ansar, I know you are lying, I spoke, and then this. Because you failed a whole class last few years ago, I spoke. He activated his quirk and I was talk when I was talk quirk and I when I was talking it fell from the sky. But I was bloody and beaten up. Totally, is that you? He asked. Yeah, it's me, I spoke. What is happening? Asked Hiroshima. I don't know, said another one of my classmates. I hear Ronnie, it was Dad, my all might. From the corner of the trade room. Tony, are you okay? Who did this to you? Said Dad, my all might, almost crying. I don't want to talk about it. Take me to Recovery Girl now. I spoke. Right, let's go, my boy, said Dad All Might. Me and him left, and as I looked at my classmates and said this, just forget what you saw and just get to class. He spoke. Me and Dad left as I was still in shock. What happened to me? He went to the class, so no one would go to Recovery Girl's room. He got to the classroom, them talking about me. I was something to them. He smiled. I got something to be We got something to be with them and himself. He sat in the teacher's chair and watched what they were doing. It was funny how worried they were for me. This is what a pro hero does in a job. He smiled. I remember when I became a pro hero at a young age. I was small, yet so big, and all of us had a party to celebrate me becoming a pro hero of who I is. He then looked at the kids and laughed, and he smiled. These kids will be good for me, he thought. He then went to his phone to see if there were updates from Dad. Might. There was none. Guess I is still in surgery. And why does it feel that he is forgetting something? Oh, yeah, it's a good time. I'll give you this, but I can't give you this. You have a trip after what is happening to Tony, he spoke. Thank you, sir, said Zuko. He heard his phone buzz and he picked it up and knew it was from my dad Almighty. So he grabbed it and saw that it was out of surgery and that I was going to be fine. He smiled and he turned to the kids. Tony is out of surgery, he spoke. Is he okay? Asked me and I. Yes, he is now fine. He spoke. The class cheered, and then he got back to his phone, which buzzed in his hand. Dad on my text him and said I'm awake and moving. He smiled and looked at his class. Okay, quiet down. I got an update on Tony. He spoke. What is it, asked Hiroshima. He is up and moving. He spoke. Can we go and see him, please? Simon and I. Fine, he spoke. They headed to the recovery room, and he opened the door and saw that me was walking around the room. He let the kids inside and they laughed, and I turned around and smiled at them. Until Selma, you're okay, they all said. Yeah, I'm okay, thanks to recovery, I spoke. They smiled and I looked at everyone and went to my bed and said, I better go back to the office, I spoke. No, you are not going back to the office, said recovery. But why not, I spoke. Because you are not son. Said all Dad Almighty, son, said everyone. Yes, so he is my son, said Dad Almighty. Dad, they did not need to know that I spoke. Why, asked everyone. Villains, I spoke. Oh, they said. He smiled. I always knew what to say. I then got on the bed and the others surrounded me. So how are you feeling? Asked him, and I am fine. You must be Mina Ashton, I spoke. Yeah, that is me. I'm Mina Ashton, she said midnight. So will you be ready for school tomorrow then, Tsukirishima? Yeah, I will heal fast, he spoke. Cool, Tsukirishima. Let's get you all back to class, he spoke. But Mr. Azaro, they said. Now he spoke very darkly. They ran back to class. See you in class tomorrow, Tony, he spoke to me. You too, Shota, I spoke. He left to yell at my classmates for running down the halls, but he shrugs it off and just gives them a warning to not do it again. When he got to class, they were getting yelled at by Hound Dog. Hey, it's okay, Hound. They were told by me to get to class, he spoke. Rough, just don't tell them to run in the halls again, he spoke. He left the room. Thank you, Mr. Hansawa, they all said. He smelled the sand in my chair. It's okay, kids. I should have warned you about Mr. Hound Dog. He spoke. It's okay, they said. They continued when it was to the end of the school day, and me and Dad came in with Dad, my all might. He told Izzy to go see the nurse. He looked at me going to the nurse. He looked at All Might. He looked at Izzy going to the nurse, and Dad All Might looked at him and he smiled and said he broke his finger. He shook his head and got my stuff, and me and him walked off without talking to my classmates. Me and him were probably heading home. He was locked, which was in a way for reasons to protect me from a lot of people. Me and him left, and the classmates left as well, so it was him in the classroom. He read my file again. It made him sad to read what we'd been through. Now I am still fighting as a pro hero. He looked at the clock and it was time to head home for him and get ready for patrol. He hopes for me if it's okay because I look sad when and Dad Almighty walked into the room. of the class. Me and Dad hit home and we got inside. It was quiet for us. I smelled the sand on the chair. Son, I know how you feel when you get injured. And it was not your fault. You were saving a group of children from a person who was killing them. He spoke. I know, Dad, so please don't worry about me. I spoke. I know you are old enough to fight for yourself, he said. Thank you, Dad, I spoke. He smiled, hugged me, and nodded hard and went our separate ways. We hoped the kids are fine. Just to make sure, I checked the news. The hero Angel saved some kids, but he's gone missing. If you see him, tell the police that is all. I laughed. I can't believe the police is looking for me. Probably from the blood in the fight. I heard a knock on the door. Dad, someone is at the door. I spoke. He ran to the door and opened the door. Hello, Namaste. Nice to see you. He spoke. Where is he, All Might? Said Namaste. Oh, said All Might. That's okay, Dad. Look myself, said Namaste. Wait, no, said All Might. He came my dad. Namaste walked into the room and to see me banished on the couch. Can't you say plain All Might? Said Namaste. Said All Might. Uncle Namaste, I was going to say back in my office but that I was alive, but my parent and recovered real thought otherwise and spoke. That is my nephew. As for you, All Might, something like this is what Toy has to do for a job when it is a dangerous mission. Sonal say, oh, I did not know about that one rule Toy made. So my dad. Yes, made, yes, I made that rule, I spoke. He made before he became a pro hero, Sonoma said, all right, said all my dad. Ismail said this to Sonoma said, please tell the media and my staff I am fine, I spoke. Yes, nephew, he said, leaving the room. He went back to tell the media the search is over. I smiled, looked at my dad. I told you, I spoke. Yeah, you did, he said. We laughed and watched the news, and Elsie was on, and I laughed when he said the search was over and I was fine. He did a good job looking for me.